What is up, my hippies? How are you guys doing today? Mark Christopher here of Hippie Picks coming at you with another interview. Today, we're going all the way to North Carolina to interview a guy named Rick. Rick is the creator of HoneyPicks. Now, I know what you're thinking. Are the picks made of honey? I don't know. That's my opinion. I think his secret sauce is honey. I think he makes his picks out of honey, and I'm not sure how he does it. I'm not sure why he does it. So I'm pumped to introduce Rick to you guys today. Rick! Hey.
Hey.
Hello. There you are. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. I was telling the fine viewers here just before you showed up that you are the creator of a company called HoneyPicks, and that I believe your secret sauce is honey.
Well, yeah, I mean, a little bit goes in every single pick. So.
Okay. Really? For real?
Yes.
Awesome. That's awesome to hear. That's so cool. Okay, so all we know so far is that your name is Rick, and you are the creator of HoneyPicks, and that you live in North Carolina. But tell me a little bit more about yourself.
A little bit about myself. I've got a wife and 3 kids, 3 little girls, twin daughters that are 7, and then my youngest just turned 2 yesterday.
Oh, wow. Yesterday was mine and my wife's anniversary. So
yeah,
that's really cool. I think I commented on your photo of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, happy belated birthday. By the time this airs, it'll be, forever ago. So, okay, you make guitar picks, but did you start playing guitar before, or did you just come out of the gate making picks for fun?
No, I started playing guitar when I was 15.
15. And how old are you now?
I'm 34 now.
34. So like 100 years ago. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, basically feels like that.
Yeah. So what got you into playing guitar?
Well, I don't know. I've always liked the guitar ever since I was a little kid. And I played in jazz. I played saxophone, and I played in jazz band in school. And I always thought, yeah, the sax is cool, but that guy over there playing the guitar is so much cooler than me. And so that's kind of what made me want to, pick up the guitar. And my dad had a guitar in his closet and never played. And I asked him, can I, pick up the guitar? And he said, of course. And so I had like a Mel Bay book and just kind of played all the little nursery rhymes until I figured out what guitar tab was and taught myself from there.
Nice.
But yeah.
So do you still play saxophone?
Occasionally, not that much, but every now and then I do pick it up.
When I was growing up, I listened to this band. It was a rock band, kind of like alternative rock band, and they had a trumpet player. And I was like, that is so cool. So I talked to my music teacher, and he was like, why don't you play saxophone first? Couldn't play sax, and I still can't play trumpet. I wish to this day I could have, but I can't, Oh, well. So what got you into playing sax?
Well, actually, I started out on clarinet.
Ooh, okay.
And that was definitely not cool. And
it has its moments.
Yeah, but I was looking, it's the same, I was in the same position. I was playing clarinet and I was looking over there at saxophone players and I thought, man, they're so much cooler than me. And so I begged my mom and dad to get me a saxophone, and they did. And when I turned a freshman in high school, I started playing sax.
Okay. And then you graduated to guitar.
That's right, yeah.
Do you still play guitar?
Oh, yeah, I play guitar all the time.
Do you play in a band or anything?
I was playing in church when we were having services.
Yeah. You guys aren't having services currently?
Well, we're having services outside now. But,
okay.
Yeah, but they're still not doing any music at this moment. So.
What's the weather like in North Carolina to play outside?
Well, at this time of year in the morning, it's about 70 degrees. So
it's good. A regular church service is good.
Yeah. So it's not bad. If it's not raining. It seems like it's been raining for like a month straight here. So
that's not good. You can't get your electronics wet. I play in church as well, so I totally understand the value of being hit with a corona thing and being able to not play regularly or worship in church. So what church do you go to? Can we plug your church? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, sure. I go to St. Luke Lutheran Church in Taylorsville, North Carolina.
If you are in Taylorsville, is that we said Taylorsville?
Taylorsville.
Taylorsville, go visit him at his church, and then afterwards buy some picks.
Yeah.
Okay, so you clarinet, then you graduate to sax, then you graduate to guitar, and now you're a pick maker. How did this happen?
Okay, well, I mean, the picks have been a journey. When I started playing guitar, I didn't know, like, none of my family played guitar. I didn't know. I was sitting there asking the guy, what pick should I get? And he's just like, I don't know, just pick something. And so I played, the just standard Fender mediums for years.
Yeah.
I played the Tortex, green and yellow and all those colors. And I think I was probably around 20 years old, 21. I was in college whenever I discovered V-Picks.
Yes!
And so I
Vinny with V-Picks. Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
And I remember thinking, wow, that's totally different. That's a thick pick, way thicker than I'm used to, but they look so cool. And I wonder, and so I bought like the variety pack, and I got some of those in, and I was playing with those. I was like, wow, like I really like this. Like this is actually really cool. And so after I played those for a while, and then I kind of went back to I discovered like the Jazz 3, and I played the Jazz 3 for years. I think it was the Ultex Jazz 3 that I really liked. And then I discovered gravity picks.
Yeah.
And they were very similar to V-Picks. And I played gravity picks for a long time. And then I went, I was like, well, something else must be out there. So I found prime tones, and I played the prime tones from Dunlop. And then I played every Dunlop pick you could ever imagine. And so how I got to making honey picks was at my work. My brother actually works with me, and we have this laser that we use to date code things. And we had some acrylic laying around, and I thought, I bet we could cut out guitar picks, and I bet we could make guitar picks. And my brother Andrew Calhoun, he's actually the brains behind the laser. Like, he can cut out everything, and he knows how to set it up just right. And so he cuts out all the picks. And so we cut out like the first one, and I went over and I beveled it, and we looked at it, and I took it home. I'm holding this thing like the Holy Grail pick, I finally made something for myself. And took it home, and I played it, and I got all excited, and then it just went from there.
Okay. All right. So Honey Picks started at work. Now, okay, I have to be 100% honest. You're not the first interviewer I've done, but it seems like the vast majority of pick makers actually decided to make their first guitar pick over their lunch break while at work.
Yeah.
You got the same story?
That's basically it, yeah.
Listen, ladies and gentlemen, if you're out there and you're working and you're bored, make a guitar pick during your lunch break, and then you'll be world famous, and you'll be making guitar picks for a living.
Yeah,
right.
That's the first step.
Yeah. Okay, so you made your first pick, and then what? You liked it, and then you just decided to make more?
I pretty much just hit the ground running. Like,
okay.
I made the first pick, and it wasn't that great looking back. But at the time, I thought it was awesome.
Yeah.
And so we just continued to cut some more picks out, try different ways of beveling it, try to figure out what we liked and, all this stuff. And I'd go home and I'd play it every night, come back and make a different pick, come home, play it every night. Did that for like 2 months or a month and a half straight, until finally I'd get on CAD and I'd draw out these picks. My brother would cut them out, and we had gotten better at beveling at that point. And I think it was like that all happened early this year. I think started in March, right during like the COVID stuff.
Wait a second. That's a question we're going to ask later. So we can just go ahead and skip to it. You just started making picks within the year?
Yeah, like it started, I think I made that first pick like first week of March or last week of February, March. It was right around there, yeah.
Okay. Now, you have mentioned your brother several times, and you've said we. Does he play as well?
He does not.
Okay, because you said we'll go try it, and then you said I went and tested it. So I wanted to clarify.
Yeah.
So he doesn't play. He's just got the brains behind the laser cutting stuff.
Yeah, he's just the brains behind the operation.
Gotcha. So when did you decide on HoneyPicks? Like, what was the backstory behind HoneyPicks?
Okay, so HoneyPicks. So Taylorsville, the nickname for Taylorsville is actually Apple City.
Okay.
And every October we have a big apple festival, except for this year, of course, we're not having one. Thanks, COVID. But there's plenty of apple orchards in Taylorsville. And the apple orchards really depend on the bees to pollinate the trees to make the most apples, right? And I've always liked honey, and the local honey from these apple orchards is by far my favorite. I mean, it's just, once you've had that local honey, is nothing sweeter. And I thought about that, and I thought, sweet tone, HoneyPicks, that's kind of how that came about. So,
nice. Okay. And am I correct in saying that because I've not purchased one of your picks yet. I'm sorry, I have yet to. But you send the little honey candy.
Yeah.
With every pick. Does that not melt?
Yeah.
Bit o' honey.
I hope not. I mean,
no bad reviews.
I haven't had anybody complain about it. So
okay.
But my picks are in Ziploc bags, so even if it did melt, it wouldn't get on the picks. So
gotcha. Have you ever thought about partnering with a local honey maker or manufacturer, whatever?
I haven't thought about that. That's a good idea. Maybe I should do that.
Yeah, my father-in-law, and I've mentioned him several times on these interview series. He's kind of the guy who got me into making picks, and he's not a musician. He's a woodworker. And he had a big hand to play in me making some woodworking stuff, and then picks, and then, into everything else I've done. If you guys want to find out more, just watch some of these videos. But he actually has a beehive thing where he creates his own honey. I don't know anything about it, so I'm probably butchering whatever that process is called. But he's a beekeeper.
Cool.
Yeah, apart from everything else that he does, he also has, like a little thing where he doesn't sell it. He doesn't try to make money off of it. He just, you like honey? Here you go, and he's got the little jars, and he loves doing that. Yeah. That's what I'm going to have to tell him after we get off this interview. I'm going to have to call him and be like, I met the coolest guy today. He's going to be like, that's awesome.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So you make these picks, and you said when you started, you started with acrylic. Is there anything else you use, or still acrylic?
Acrylic is most of my standard stuff you can get. I do use Kieranite, or that's how I pronounce it. I don't know how you really pronounce it, but
I don't.
Kieranite, resin. I've dabbled in some wood. I'm trying to look around and see what I got here. Raffer.
Raffer? What's that?
Raffir, Raffer. It's that stuff that looks like honey, basically.
Yeah, let's see. So it's not real honey. It's fake honey.
It's fake honey.
Nice. Very nice.
Yeah. And that's actually got like corn husk inside of it. It's kind of cool.
Do you make your own resin? I was talking to another guy in an interview a couple weeks ago about making resin. Do you make yours?
No.
I can't. I've yet to master that, the art. Because part of me was thinking, as you and me were talking, if you made your own resin, why not put honey in there? Because I'm still not convinced that's not your secret sauce that makes the pick and the tone so sweet.
You're full of all kinds of good ideas. I might just
take them. Yeah, take them. Yeah. So if anybody were to want to get a hold of your picks, how would they?
The best way to do that is Instagram. I'm on there the most, and that's just at honey.picks.
Honey.picks. So honey DOT or just regular period?
Just a little.
Yeah. Awesome. And then, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, you can click the link below to send you right to his picks. Yeah. So let me figure this out. What is coming next?
Coming next, we'll have some new material.
Okay.
And I'm looking to do some thicker picks too. And
so what sizes do you have currently?
Well, right now, like I've got everything. Like the smallest pick I have is a 0.56 millimeter. That's pretty thin.
Yeah.
And I got 1 millimeter, 1.5, 2 millimeter, 3, and then it jumps up to 5.6, and that's currently my largest pick right now. That's these seafoam.
Dude, I saw that pick on your Instagram page, and I was madly in love. I love that color.
Yeah,
that's so cool. Are those doing well?
Yeah, doing pretty good.
Cool.
They, the biggest pick I'd ever used was like a 4 millimeter before going to that. And actually, I got a pick from Chris at Dragon Picks.
Yes.
And I've actually got a few. I've got probably 5 or 6 picks from him, and he's got some thicker picks. And that was like my first introduction to thick picks, and they were great. And I thought, man, maybe I could try something like that.
So you said when you got your picks from Chris, that was the thickest pick you got. But what about V picks? Because the first V pick I got was humongous.
Well, I think the V pick stuff. Now I think this was pretty early on when Vinny started making picks, and I think the one that I got was like 3 millimeter. I'm pretty sure that's about what it was.
Okay. Now I will, because I've actually spoken with Vinny before I even started doing my hippie pick things. He's been doing this since the 80s.
Well, yeah. Then he's been doing it before I was born.
Yes. So I think not to correct you.
I would say I feel like I was hip to him when he started to advertise, like when he started to get big.
And that's what I think it is. I think there was he probably had been pushing this for a long time, and it was sort of like an underground thing. And now it's kind of blown up, and he's like, here, ka-cha, and he tends to be like, I think of him as like the grandfather of pick making. Now I know that people have been making picks since ancient Egypt, the plectrum. But I think he's the grandfather of modern pick making, to be 100% honest.
Yeah.
Well, at least for both the guitar picks.
He was definitely the introduction to high-end picks for me. So.
And what I think is really fascinating, one, I'd like to get him on the show. Vinny, if you're out there, I'm going to call you. We're going to do an interview. It's going to happen. But I also think in interviewing all these pick makers, Vinny is sort of like the guy who got a lot of people, one, into different picks other than your 50-cent Guitar Center guitar pick, and two, eventually got people into making picks. You'd be surprised how many people I've spoken to that are like, yeah, I blame Vinny over at V-Picks. And I go, me too, Yeah.
Same for me.
Awesome. Dude, that's so cool. Rick, it was very nice to meet you today. Is there anything you want to tell our viewing audience before we go?
I would just say, continue to be nice to everybody that you meet. Share love with each other, be nice to each other, and check out all the different picks that everybody makes. There's so many cool pick makers out there, and just love one another.
Yeah, I have to 100% agree with you. Love everybody, share love to the world. That's why I do the heart-shaped sunglasses, because people say, why? And I go, man, it's the best way to represent how much I love humanity, And And it's a conversation starter, you know, like, what's that? You're a guy. Why are you wearing those? And then,
Are you there?
hey,
Hey.
I don't know. I don't know what just happened. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching this and you're like, what just happened? We got disconnected. Don't know how, don't know what happened, but we're going to keep going as if this interview is continued. And if not, we will just start the whole thing over again. But yeah, you know, like I love, you know, with me, with coming to know Christ, with me coming to have a different outlook and perspective on life. It's about loving your neighbor. It's about loving other people. And you and me are both pick makers, but we're also like, man, go check somebody else out, because we're all in this together. We're all friends. We're all family. We're all a community, you know?
And everybody in this community is like the best. Like it's some of the nicest people you ever meet.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Is there anything you would like to say as far as how to, like, let's say somebody's watching this video and they go, man, I love these picks. I've bought some of them. I'm thinking about buying some of them. I really like what you guys are doing. I don't know how to make a pick. Is there any advice you would give them?
About how to make a pick?
Yeah.
I mean, get you some material first. You know, if you know, acrylic, wood, ABS plastic, whatever. You can go to the hardware store. Everything that you want to make a pick, you can find at a hardware store. And get you a file, get you some sandpaper, and just start going at it. I mean, you only learn by messing up, and you're gonna mess up a lot. So, you know,
I think it's a great outlook on life. I think you just like blown my mind. Like, you learn by messing up, you know, like, don't go out there and just try to be perfect. Not saying go screw up your life, but at the same time, like, take every mistake you make and learn from it and grow from it, you know? Because as we make picks, we didn't start off making the best quality, high-end, amazing pick ever. We grew through our mistakes, and that's a great representation on life, man.
Yeah. And when you mess up, don't be so hard on yourself. Allow yourself to have a little mercy on yourself.
Yeah. It's like Bob Ross said, no mistakes, just happy accidents.
That's right. Yeah.
Thanks, Bob Ross, from the wherever, you know, the afterlife, you know. I don't know where he is in the afterlife, but I'm not judging him either. But yeah, like, I always tend to look at that and think, you know, like, so often in my life, I tried so hard to get everything right and do everything exactly the way I thought it was supposed to. And so many times it failed. And that led me to where I am now, you know? And I have to go, yeah, I'm grateful for every stupid mistake, every mess up, every fluke thing I've done to lead me to this point, to where I don't want to be like, oh, I'm successful, but I'm happy. I enjoy life. I love people. I love giving to people. I love helping people. And that's what this whole series is about, you know, getting to meet new people, getting to interact and share pick makers' stories, you know?
Yeah. I think that's awesome.
Awesome, my friend. Well, I'm going to let you go. It was great to chat with you. And if you want to find out more, just go to honey.picks at Instagram. Is there anywhere else? Facebook or?
There's a Facebook. I think it's honey.picks.plectrums.
Okay.
Because HoneyPicks was taken. I don't know how that was done, but somebody had taken that already from me.
Weird.
And I have an Etsy store, and I think it's HoneyPicksStore. So search me on Etsy.
Yeah, absolutely. And then go support this guy. He's doing an awesome job. He has a full-time job outside of making picks. And I think all of us do. I do, you do, we all do, you know? So it's not like we're like world-renowned pick makers. We're just guys doing this for fun.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
If I didn't enjoy it, I wouldn't do it.
I 100% agree, man. Well, it was great to talk to you, Rick, and I will chat with you later, okay?
Sounds good. Thanks.
All right, man. You have a great day. I don't know what's happening. Hang on. There we go. Awesome. Rick is a phenomenal guy. He seems to understand what this whole process is about, you know, and not just for making picks and not just for selling picks, but it's there he is again. Hello, there we go. But he understands the value of living life. In life, we make mistakes. In life, we screw up. In life, we may not always make the best choices, but that's okay because something beautiful can come out of it. Something amazing can transpire from a silly mistake that you have made. And it's not too late to correct the mistake. Don't beat yourself up. Don't say, man, I wish I hadn't have done that. Embrace it and change and go with it. You know, I started making picks on accident. Sound like Rick started making picks on accident. And we've learned how to embrace our mistakes, our failures, our screw-ups, and by the grace of God, do something amazing with it. And that's what I want to encourage you guys to do today, to not beat yourself up over your mistakes. Don't get down on yourself over everything you've done. You may have failed, you may have done wrong things, but there's always the ability to change that and make something beautiful out of it. The arrowhead picks that I make was a mistake. I didn't mean to make an arrowhead pick. I was trying to make a regular standard guitar pick, and I messed up when I was cutting it out, and then I saw something beautiful out of it. And I see something beautiful out of each and every one of you watching. And I know that there's something beautiful deep within you. And all we have to do is let that shine. It's been a great interview. It's been a great day. I hope wherever you are, you understand the value of your life. And understand that even though we make mistakes, we can better ourselves. If you want to do an interview, give me a call. I don't mind. Reach out to me. I'll interview you. I love talking to people and hearing their story. So I will get you on the show. I'd like to thank Classic Barbershop for sponsoring this show. They allow me to do these interviews here, as well as Landrum Investments for a lot of behind-the-scenes stuff. Listen, I love you guys. Don't forget that. And don't forget to be a hippie!
Walking down the street the other day, my friend, he lit up a cigarette. Then he turned and said, if your God's real, then where the hell's he at? He said, why should I believe in someone I've never seen? Then he just looked at me, and so I said, I see God every time I dream. I see God in the busy streets. I see God every time the rain hits the ground. I see God in the ocean blue. I see God inside of you. I see God in everything around me. Every time I breathe, I thank God that I can see. I thank God that the rain hits the ground. I thank God for the ocean blue. I thank God that I'm with you. And I thank God for